convince her that one of their cars was my car and everything like that. And then also, like, even when it came to, like, music taste, I'm over here listening to what she, like, listened to and everything and just playing it, you know, whenever I get a chance to be around her. Like, I actually listen to this. So,
dude.
Man, no, it was...
You gotta put your Spotify playlist on private.
Bruh.
These motherfuckers be
I was
lying.
a true definition of a chameleon.
You gotta watch it, dude.
Wow. Wow.
And it's like so real.
I'm about to say that definitely correlates to a lot of real life situational moments.
Bruh.
And dynamics out here, relationships.
Yeah, so homeboy that came on the podcast last week, he was in it. And it's funny because I met him a few months ago. He's the dude that got me into jiu-jitsu.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah. So he goes with you.
Well, he came with me the first couple times and this motherfucker dipped out. This motherfucker.
He said, jiu-jitsu gym, Myles. Okay.
Yeah, then threw me to he actually went through an injury, and then that's kind of why he had to. But he's the one who introduced me to it. He came out, we had a great conversation. It was dope.
That's what's up. So it went really, really well then.
Yeah, so he plays the best friend, basically, or the business colleague of the Mr. Perfect guy. So he's trying to help him get his mojo back, you know, trying to get him to get his quote unquote big dick energy back.
I got you.
It's basically like what we are to the dudes that watch our podcast.
Got you.
We help them get that big D energy.
Respect.
When's your show coming out?
Is this like an official announcement?
It hasn't been announced?
No, it hasn't been announced just yet. It's this fall. It comes out, but not the official date just
Gotcha.
yet.
So this fall, that's it.
Took a little minute. They usually have like a little fast turnover when it comes to post-production, you know? That's what it did with the other show that I worked on, which I did shoot for season 3, which is airing now. Like, it's already airing.
What's the other show?
Sisters.
Is that on BET Plus as well?
No, it's on BET.
Gotcha.
Or, you know, you can stream it, or you can, you know, Amazon Prime, look at it, either platforms. But I'm actually coming up really soon in terms of my character being introduced.
Oh, so like this will be your first time actually being on screen.
Yeah.
Before All the Queen's Men even comes out.
Yep. Exactly.
Damn.
But it'll be a nice crossover from that show even.
Yeah, you'll have like kind of a built-in fan base almost.
Yeah, absolutely. So get ready. It's going to be a ride, man. It's going to be a ride.
Let's go. I have a feeling you're going to be one of the like the fan favorites of that show.
Man, you can't be gassing my head up, bro. All I'm doing is my job.
I helped him read the script and just make a decision on the role.
Bro, you remember?
I was like, yo, your character is set up
to
be the fan favorite, I feel like.
Yeah, and then
I just know you personally. I just know you're gonna. Well, they did switch it up. That's because you went in there and killed that shit.
There you go.
You know what I mean?
There you go. Yeah.
Our boy's gonna be on the big screen. We told you he was Hollywood.
Bro, after 9 years, that's so crazy.
I know. The man, that's persistence, ladies and gentlemen.
Do not let it stop you.
That's
keep going after your dreams.
Have you ever met anybody in like either the music industry or the Hollywood industry that's like fake and, you know, kind of like tells you everything you want to hear? And
yeah. I mean, I could say it was even over the course of the past couple of years, not just being out here in LA, you know. It's the people that actually see something in you that is a potential or whatever, and now they want to be your friend because it's a trophy behind your eye or something that you can bring them or you possibly gift them with. So it's like, oh, what's up, bro? And then you act, this is overly sort of friendly, like, oh, okay, yeah, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you're very open to just really being there, trying to get, you could just tell it's like this fake facade of like friendship. You know what I'm saying? They're not real with you. It's more like agreeing with you all the time and everything like that. And it's just like, this kind of seems a little bit of like you can't be sort of this nice or this friendly.
Too good to be true.
Too good to be true. Like
so you get that with girls too all the time. And I'm sure, dude, girls deal with that on probably a lot more frequently than guys do.
Yeah, and you know what? I must say this one thing.
They be dealing with all these imposters out there.
I must say this one thing, and I feel like it really should bring home for anyone who tries to be an imposter or aren't real with who they are to be real with who they're striving to be with. is that pretending to be someone you're not is a waste of the person that you are.
Yeah.
You know, don't waste who you actually are by pretending to be someone you're not.
Well, what happens? It's like they're doing that because they really want whatever it is they see in you.
Oh, yeah.
Right? So they're trying to be whatever it is you want.
Yeah.
Right? You get that in business, you get that in relationships and dating, or even if the dude's just trying to get some pussy.
Yeah.
We about to get into some imposters and expose these motherfuckers. Because we got a little experience ourselves with these imposters. Yeah. I deal with it all the time in business.
Yeah.
You know, I'm sure you've dealt with it as well, like in business, maybe even more in dating as well.
Yeah,
like,
I would say more in dating for sure. You know?
Yeah. So ladies and gentlemen, we gonna be addressing what we would call imposter daters. You ever meet somebody who just seems like too good to be true? Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Somebody who like seems to check all the boxes.
Yeah, like, hold on, it's a red flag.
It's like, hold up, this motherfucker is just too perfect, it seems.
Because nobody's perfect.
They share all the same beliefs.
Yeah.
You know, they share all the same values. This guy is future fronting on you, talking about what he wants for his future, and it seems to line up exactly with what you're looking for in a guy.
Oh, I got the same music taste. Oh, you like to go there? I like to go there too.
You don't like no country music.
Oh my goodness, you like 16 Candles? I love 16 Candles.
That's my favorite.
I watch it like all the time.
God,
like I was crying the other day just watching it.
I was just watching it.
Man.
This dude straight out the hood. He's like, "Oh, you into country? You into country music too?" Damn.
Yo, Taylor Swift or Luke Bryan, man, like that's my dog. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like I was listening on my way here over to you, basically.
Baby, shut them door and turn them lights down low.
He bought a cowboy over at Cowboy had a Party City.
Old Town Road is my favorite song. Oh my God, I can't believe you love country music too.
Oh, pistachio ice cream is my favorite too.
It's like this motherfucker
man.
Be frontin'.
Right, it's just like, man, like who are you really? Like,
come on, dog. This topic came up because I was going through the DMs and I got this DM from somebody who listens to our podcast and they deal with it. And they're very like attractive individuals, successful, and they keep running into these dudes that seem to be checking all the boxes and telling her everything she wants to hear, but only to later find out that like all of it was a lie, or they're trying to change her in some way to like adapt to what they truly believe. You know what I mean? They start out telling her what she wants to hear, and then later down the line they try to push their own beliefs.
Reminds me of the song. I'm a chameleon.
Yeah, that's what she called them.
She
called them chameleon daters because they want what they want, right? So it's like they're gonna tell you everything you want to hear.
Yeah.
And you know what I mean? It's like it's always too good to be true. And there's a way to sniff it out like that. It's like, I smell bullshit.
I was gonna say. Sorry, I'm allergic.
These motherfuckers be full of shit. And it's just like they never are who they say they are. Or they're leaving certain things out. It's like, how do you deal with these types of people? You know what I mean? And look, we've been guilty of this. Like, the guys do this. Yeah. You know, when they're just trying to, like, get some play. You know, we've been guilty of that. And sometimes you do it without even knowing. You're just like, it's just like almost subconscious. Just like it's not that deep for you. You're just trying to, and this is a way to find out whether or not he's serious. Because in the beginning, you can almost guarantee that he's only looking for one thing, right? Until you start to like engage with him a little bit more, and then all of a sudden you find out, oh, you full of shit. Yeah. Motherfucker, come on.
This guy's a smooth talker, huh? We gotta look behind this.
So, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the podcast.
Welcome.
Well, we gonna get into some things. You know how we do's it.
Some things. That's DP, baby. Let's get it.
We gonna keep it super real with y'all.
That's right. Hold on. We gotta put our capes on, bro. We super real.
Right? So we're going to be talking about them chameleon daters, those imposter daters. We're going to give you the red flags of how to spot these motherfuckers and how to deal with them, right? And to sniff them out, and how to get the realness out of more people that you encounter. Because if you just keep coming across fake people, there might be a chance that you might be being fake and that's what, and they're mirroring you. You know, you ever notice that with people when they start acting a little fake with you? Sometimes you mirror them.
Yeah.
You know. Yeah. Hey, oh my God, how you been? Oh my God, I can't believe that. I'm so excited. Motherfucker, this ain't how you talk.
But why is that though? Like,
I don't know.
You know what I'm saying?
It's a subconscious thing.
Just adapting to that what that person is doing, trying to reciprocate instead of just like cutting it off and just like, nah, like, okay, why you being, they don't even call for the situation right now. Like,
well, sometimes you don't even like give a shit to even, you just mirror them because it's just like you're out at some social event or something and you just like, it's not that big of a deal for you. So you just kind of go along with the whatever energy they're giving you, you just give right back. So if you're in control of the energy you're putting out, then you can be certain to get more of that back.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the podcast. If you are new here, go ahead and do me a favor and hit that subscribe button, baby. Hit that like button. Comment during this video. Let us know all your thoughts, your opinions, anything that stands out to you that you want to reinforce, or if you have any follow-up questions that you want answered from us. Yeah. We're going to follow up on it.
Yeah, well, anything that resonates with y'all, put it down there. Put it down.
That's right. Ladies and gentlemen, what we like to do is do a couple shout-outs every episode. So for all the social media fans that be showing us love.
Hey.
So I got a couple names here I want to shout out.
Who we got?
Okay, we got Savannah Bell from YouTube.
Savannah, shout out to you, girl.
We got Main Girl 3957.
Main Girl,
from
shout out.
The IG fam. And from TikTok, we got Scarlet_Gray.
Scarlet.
Shout out to you ladies. Thank y'all for the love.
Absolutely.
Appreciate y'all. We gonna get into the chicanery defense
I really think a t-shirt should be made with chicanery on it.
We gonna make you a black belt in chicanery defense by the time we done. So hit that subscribe button.
Chicanery defender is what it is.
Hit that subscribe button so we can take you from a white belt to a black belt, baby. Because it's a multi-part series, like I always say, baby. And where we got these questions from is from the DMs on Instagram. So if you ain't following us there, follow us there.
Yeah.
And slide in them DMs, baby, because we gonna address any questions that you got for us.
That's right.
Instagram's also a place where we do Q&As on a weekly basis, live with y'all.
Tell them what it is. 6 p.m. every Wednesday.
That's right.
Y'all tune in, because we got y'all.
That's right. And we going to get this man to be a part of them, too, because they're always like, where the hell Romeo?
No, I loved our last...
yeah, I know. It was really good.
Our last IG session.
We got to keep doing that, man.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, we about to get into it. So if you ever met somebody that seemed too good to be true...
Sounds like
this episode is for you.
Oh, that sounds like one of those commercials.
Ladies and gentlemen, have you ever met somebody who seemed to be Mr. Perfect?
With the suit on, just looking in the camera.
Who turned out to be Mr. Not Shit.
Mr. Chicane.
I know you all have. I know y'all have. I mean, shit, we experience this all the time. I deal with people in business all the time. I'm the best guy for the job. I'm the best person for the job. And they tell you everything that you want to hear. They make it sound too good to be true. But you could always sniff it out. Because if you know your shit, like what we're about to give you, you'll know exactly how to call bullshit.
Oh, yeah. Stay ready. You ain't got to get ready.
And then you're like, okay, yeah, you already are cut off because I just... caught you basically bullshitting me.
Now you're conscious. Now you know. Now you're aware of what to look out for.
Yeah, this is something that like people deal with in business, in dating, like really good looking girls, good looking guys deal with it. You know, it's like imagine you're sitting in front of Mr. Perfect, like holy shit, you're drooling over this guy. He's like so amazing. AKA, no.
I'm about to say, wait a minute, hold up. Imagine who
like,
y'all imagine it.
He's like your dream guy, whoever it might be, right? And he's right there in front of you. And like you got an opportunity to, you know, be with this person. It's like you want to match everything that he's saying, or you know, you want to be the girl that he's looking for, right? So you start to like start to agree with him a little bit more, start to like share some of his views, even if they're not your views. You like try to like, okay, I'm gonna make those my views.
Ladies, are y'all guilty of this?
Well, guys are mostly guilty of this,
but
I'm sure you've dealt with it.
They're like, no, what are you talking about? I've never done that in my life.
Yeah, well, you've done it as well. 100%. We'll admit it. Yeah. Well, and that way it helps you, like, oh, that's what guys do, right? Yeah. So you can sniff it out.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? When you see somebody and, like, they think you're the whole package, you know, or you got something that they want, right? They're going to start to front on you, right? To try to get you to like them a little bit more and more and more.
Yeah.
Right? And there's certain signs that just, like, are red flags to look out for.
Right. And sometimes I don't think it comes out of true bad intention. It may just be because it's a slight sort of insecurity that, like, what you can present as you is sort of an underbelly to them and what they actually view as their ideal person, and you're trying to create yourself to be that person instead of just being present in you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Well, also what you'll come to find out too is if you're just unapologetically you know, there's a way to kind of go about meeting somebody who, and maybe you guys don't share exact views, you know what I mean? But they can still respect your opinion or your differences or whatever. And they would much rather respect that than you lying about y'all sharing the same.
Man, because I feel like it's real interesting when someone is different.
Yeah.
You know, it's like that whole opposites attract. I know as cliche as it sounds, like there's actually truth to that. You know what I'm saying? Because it's discoveries that you find within each other, and that other person that you're thinking about, whoever is that ideal person, they want that. They don't want the same person. They don't want dating their self, you know, in a man form or a woman form. They want someone who has different views, different beliefs, different interests, different passions, because now they can learn. It gives them more of a challenge. It gives them more of
gives them an alternate perspective as well.
Yeah, alternate perspective. So perspective. Yeah.
So some of the more obvious red flags is like when they're overly agreeable on everything you say.
Here's a perfect example.
Yeah.
Oh.
They're laughing at everything you say. They're agreeing with everything you say.
Oh, yeah. Trust me, I get it. No, I agree.
Damn, you're pretty good at this.
You know what I'm saying? Hey, we not gonna fake it. Like, we gonna tell y'all straight up.
Yo, there's some actors out there.
There's some actors. And you know what? At one point, we was like that.
Yeah. It's like you see a girl that you really like.
Oh, yeah.
And you see a girl, oh, damn, she fine. I really, you know, I'm trying to get some play or whatever.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's like even subconsciously
that
you did.
Yo, I'm going to be so real with you and everyone right now just listening. When I first came to LA, I was like that. With who actually is now my wife or whatever. But when I came in, I didn't really have nothing at the time because I drained or poured all of my money into my past relationship. And I knew what the ideal of sort of a guy that will sort of spark interest in women out here, you know, because for some reason,
you knew.
Well, I thought I knew. I was just like, okay, I have sort of this already perception on, okay, LA is successful. It's like, okay, you gotta look like you have things. You gotta look like that you're this overly sort of high desirable, successful dude. And when I met her, she was living good.
Yeah.
So basically she was living good and I wanted to sort of match up to that. But at that time, I didn't have a spot like that. I was essentially living on a couch of one of my friends' place. And I didn't even have a car either. So basically I shared with her like, hey, I really dig you and let me sort of tell you things that kind of like, you know, show you how my interest is and that I have things and now you can look at me as one of those other guys. Brought her over, you know, and kind of faked one of my roommates' room being my room. Oh. Saying, oh, I'm on the lease and everything like that. She's seen a mattress or whatever. I was like, no, that's where he sleeps, whatever. I actually ended up trying to convince her that one of their cars was my car and everything like that. And then also, like, even when it came to, like, music taste, I'm over here listening to what she, like, listened to and everything and just playing it. You know, whenever I get a chance to be around her, like I actually listen to this. So,
dude,
man, no, it was.
You gotta put your Spotify playlist on private.
You gotta put it on private. For real.
So these motherfuckers gonna look up all your favorite songs 100%. And then nonchalantly put it on while you guys are driving to dinner. You like this song too? No way, this is my favorite song,
bruh.
These motherfuckers be
I was
lying.
a true definition of a chameleon.
Yeah,
you know, to where it's like, okay, let me show sort of as much comparison as I possibly can, because now you relate with me. Now it's like, okay, you can look at me, we got the same taste, we can get along, we can have great discussion on that topic or things like that. So you kind of put yourself in a position to, you know, sort of be looked at as like, wow, like this guy gets it, like me, you know?
Yeah.
And it's not really, it wasn't really the best mindset set that I had, but coming into a city like this and not having anything, you like, I can't tell her I don't have nothing. What am I going to look at? She's going like, and I really like this girl. So it was just like, it was kind of desperate times calls for desperate measures. A sort of dynamic, you know? So I just basically tried to turn myself into someone else that I wasn't. And then down the line, she caught on to it. And she made it clear that like you lied to me. You didn't have to lie to me. You could have been like straight up real with me about all of this.
So wait, like when you guys are first getting to know each other, and like, you know, you guys are sharing kind of like your beliefs and stuff, and like, what are some of those conversations? What are some of the things that you kind of like sugar-coated or maybe wasn't 100% truth? Like, what did you answer with when she asked you, what do you do?
Oh, well, basically, so when she made it clear to me that she wasn't really into actors like that at the time, it kind of hit home for me, because I was just like, well, this is sort of what I wanted to come out here for, but since you don't like actors or are not, like, you know what I'm saying, interested in dating one, let me not be an actor in your eyes. Let me just pretend to be some like a artist then, just completely, and not focus on any acting just because.
So you didn't mention that at all after she said that, or did you?
Well, it was certain times where it kind of crept up, because I did get like a couple like audition notices, and then I told her about it. And of course, she like sort of resurfaced how she felt about it, and then I was just like, "Oh yeah, no, you're right. I'm not even gonna do it. Like I'm. That's not what I want to do. You feel me? Like,
oh shit."
So I completely was like revamping even my passions and my pursuits and interests based off of the way she felt about those certain things, because that's how much I wanted her. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I was just like, oh, okay, if you don't like that, then I'm not gonna be that. I'm gonna be something else that you do like, you know? And that is,
I'm sure that's so common.
It's so common. It really 100%. Is. You know what I'm saying? Guys look at, you know, these girls that they're really digging and into, and it's just like, wow, this sort of dream perception of this person that I really want to be with. Where am I at?
This motherfucker goes and chooses a whole new career path.
Yeah, a whole new career path.
Oh, I don't date athletes. Fuck it, I'm gonna go apply at the bank. I'm a financial banker now. What you mean? I'm a financial advisor.
Bro, yo,
is a teller at the bank.
Yo, even like maybe aesthetically, like, oh, I don't like guys with like this, so you go ahead and change something about yourself. You know what I'm saying? I don't really like short hair or like buzz cut, so let me grow.
I'm gonna have a mullet next week.
Yeah, right. Let me get like just grow some length on this mug, and not even like, you know. So it's just like you're doing all these different things to sort of stray away from that person that they really want, which is the realness, and that you got to be okay with even if they don't want it, because you're straying away and wasting that person of who you are, pretending to be someone that you're not.
Well, I think there's something to what you just said. The straying away from the person they really want, the quote unquote realness. Yeah. The realness is a big part of what they want. Yeah. Right. No, even if it's not 100% like sharing the same tastes of music or fucking having the same views on certain things, but you're real. Like, okay, since you're real, that kind of like...
Yeah, because they will respect you more owning up to where you're at, owning up to whatever it is about yourself that is true to you, instead of sugarcoating and fluffing things up because that's their taste and interest. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
And us guys are the same way. Like, I'd rather you own it, or like be honest about it, you know, rather than like front with me, and you know, lie about it. Like, now I know I got somebody real. I value that. Yes. Right. Can I get an amen, ladies?
Because I always say this too: what's hidden in the dark will always be brought to the light.
So how did she find out? How did she sniff it out? Like, how did it?
So it was this point where, first and foremost, about the car situation. Actually, I got repoed. Yeah. And I remember saying something like, oh, it actually got stolen.
I remember.
Basically insinuating that my financial situation wasn't exactly, you know what I'm saying? Like I wanted to display sort of me not being in financial struggles.
I remember having this conversation with you.
Yeah.
You were here.
Yeah.
And you were asking me what you should do.
Yeah.
Do you remember the advice I gave you?
Yeah.
What was the advice I gave you?
You said just be honest, be straight up.
And why?
Because she will respect that.
And it shows like this vulnerability that you're trusting her with.
Yeah.
Right, and that's gonna mean a lot to her.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then it's like you can't keep that up anyway.
Yeah.
Like
and it kind of shows if this is actually the person that you are even truly destined to sort of be compatible with or be with, because if they were to accept that, then you know. And that's that. But at the end of the day, I feel like honesty is always the best policy, truly. It really is. Because
so like the difficult part is like getting the honesty out of that person.
Yeah.
Like from the get-go.
Yeah.
Right? And like showing them that like, hey, I don't care about, because if she was like a little more on the fence about actors, see, here's the thing. She went and said, this isn't what I like, this isn't what I like, this is what I like, and then you matched it.
Yeah.
Right? So here's one key thing, ladies, is ask more questions than you answer.
Yeah.
Right? Because if you're answering all these questions about this is how I am, this is what I like, this is my style, this is what I go for, this is what I don't go for.
Yeah.
He's gonna take all that information and adapt to that.
Predeterminedly.
So instead, ask him more questions about himself.
Yeah.
First. That way you can get to the truth. And then when he starts to give you that, let's say you start to say, she asks you like, what are you doing out here? What's your goals out here? And then you say, oh, well, I want to be an actor. Okay, now you got that out of him when he would have never told you that before. So, and now, instead of saying, oh, well, I don't date actors right off the rip, now he's afraid of everything else that he says.
Yeah.
Because that might be the wrong answer. So instead of like turning it down, be like, oh, interesting, that's cool. You don't have to give them like how you really feel about it at first, right? You got to play this game a little bit to get the truth. You know what I mean? And so it's like, oh, that's interesting. Like, how do you see that going, or whatnot? You know what I mean? Like, what's your plan for that, right? And then you can allow him to elaborate on it, because he might try to give you a vague answer, right? And if he gives you a vague answer, then he's afraid of saying the wrong thing.
Yeah, 100%.
Either that, or he just truly doesn't have his shit figured out, which that's a red flag in itself.
Yeah, so I believe essentially it is being more interested in him rather than him being more interested in you. So literally revamping what is sort of the dynamic usually of guys taking the lead on dates, of asking you questions, this and that. Just take the approach of you being in the lead position of like, okay, now let me focus on you. Let me ask you all these questions. And like you said, just asking more questions than answering them. Because now you're giving him power if you allow him to ask you about yourself, and then now he can sit back and just digest. And
because in your head, you're giving him all this information about you, so that way you can, let him know, hey, I don't go for this. So you can deter him from wanting to date you. But it's not working. He wants what he wants, and he's gonna be whatever the fuck he needs to be to get what he wants.
That's right.
Right. So
that's how you weed him out.
You're trying to deter him with everything by telling him everything about you, but it's backfiring.
It's kind of like reverse psychology a little bit,
right?
If you think about it.
So instead, ask more questions. Tell me about yourself. Tell me what what your thing is all about. Like in business, it's the same way. I want to know what you do, what you guys offer, and then if it happens to line up with what I'm looking for, I'm gonna dig deeper into it. Ask more questions to really know if you know your shit.
Yeah.
Right. And here's the key on how to really know if this guy's full of shit or not. Is like about that thing that you're asking him about. Yeah. Right?
That's key.
I caught some dude trying to sell me on some shit, and he was so full of shit. He didn't know that I knew about this area. Yeah. Right?
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, you're a con artist. I caught him so quick.
It's like, but you allowed him to just completely share. You didn't even try to just try to.
Yeah, but I did start to question. I'm like, oh, really? How's that work? And then you could start to tell he starts to get uncomfortable. Because
body language.
He could tell I'm I'm catching on.
Catch on, yeah.
Red flag number 1, if they're overly agreeable with everything you say.
Yeah.
Right? And they can't elaborate with their own thoughts.
Yeah.
Or their own ideas.
Right.
Another thing is they don't have any sort of deeper curiosity about anything that you talk about. Mm-hmm. Right? It's all surface level.
Yeah.
Yes is, oh my God, yeah, that's so true. I totally see that. Right? Rather than having a deeper that's interesting that you think that way. Tell me a little bit more. Why do you think that that?
He's piggybacking off of whatever it is that you're giving him. Then you know that okay, he's fluffing me up. This is something that's not real, and I could feel this. You're not genuine with me, Yeah. And I think that's
shit's a red flag.
It's a red flag, yeah.
So I mean, one way to kind of counteract that is one, try to appear as non-judgmental about their opinions as possible. That way they're more open to giving you the truth.
And it really could be shown in your body language and in your facial expressions. If he says something and you're like that, it's a little bit so if a guy sees that or he feels that and reads that on you, it's just okay, well, I'm not gonna be as open because now it's other things about me that she may not like and she may judge me on. So let me just go revert back into my shell instead of being truly transparent.
Yeah. I deal with this all the time in LA. Mm-hmm. And one thing that I've noticed is I'm able to get a lot more genuine interactions out of people. Yeah. Just by being genuine myself.
Being real, yourself.
And not giving a fuck.
Yeah.
Because,
no filter.
I don't need anything from you.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Cool, bro, you do this, that, and the other thing, or cool chick, you do this, that, and the other thing. Yo, that's dope. But then starting to be real with them and showing them a little bit more of an in-depth kind of conversation. All of a sudden, it starts to bring that out of them a lot more.
It's more of a rarity than what you think, to be honest with you.
That's what they say out here. They're holy shit, you're so you're one of the only genuine people I've met.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden I'm getting more genuine interactions from these people.
Yeah.
Right? So it's they were putting on that face before because that's how they are with everybody else. Mm-hmm. Right? But it's okay, then you recognize somebody that you could actually be real with, and it's finally I could take this fucking thing off. Because people I feel really want to be real. Yeah. They want to be themselves. In general, mm-hmm. but they don't feel like they can all the time until they meet somebody that they can be real with. You know what I mean? So it's if you're forcing them to mirror your authenticity, then you're gonna more likely get authentic people and genuine people attracted to you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I call it the angelic aesthetic. Is whenever you go out and you're anywhere and you're literally just telling people what they want to hear, you're just over agreeable. The people out here in LA, they have the aesthetic, the angelic aesthetic instead of being maskless because for one, I feel like there's a slight sense of a fear of either rejection or fear of judgment or fear of conflict. You know what I'm saying? And I think it falls under probably one of those three sort of categories.
Well, it's okay, it's a valid concern of not wanting to create conflict, right? But there's a way to be authentic and real with people without creating conflict. You don't gotta be an asshole. Even though I don't give a fuck about what you think of me or whatever, and that we don't agree on something, I can call you out on it, but not in in a way that's gonna create any sort of confrontation.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just kind of poke fun at it or whatever. And then it just kind of shows, hey, look, I have my own opinions. I don't really care about agreeing with everything that you say. Yeah. Right? And people respect that.
Right. It's that true sense of humanity. It's that honest connection.
I mean, so just to kind of recap everything, the red flags to look out for is somebody who's overly agreeable, somebody who never has a genuine, deeper curiosity about you and some of the passions that you have that are not going to, make them look good. Yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah. They want, some personal things. He's got to have some genuine interest in you, not just your achievements and, you know, what's going to make him look good when he starts talking about you to other people.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
And somebody who gives vague answers, you know, like, oh yeah, that's so interesting, or oh, well, I'm not really sure about that. I can see both sides, or whatever. Yeah. Okay, well, elaborate on that then, motherfucker. I'm trying to find out what you think, dog. Like,
that's right.
What you mean? How do you see both sides? Like,
exactly.
Explain yourself.
Yes.
You know, you gotta get these motherfuckers to explain themselves. That's basically how you get down to the chicanery. You get these motherfuckers to explain themselves, then you're gonna really find out whether or not this guy's true.
Get them to explain themselves more than you explain yourself. Get them to talk more about them than you talk more about yourself.
Yep. And that's the first approach to take, is like, ask more questions than you answer.
Put yourself in the driver's seat, ladies. It's okay. You're in control now. We switching the dynamic. You got to get the truth and the vulnerability out of all the BS that's been happening for, I don't know, all the social conditioning of men being what they're not nowadays. So it's like, y'all know it's out there. Y'all know it's prominent. This is how you change that. It's like, we got to revamp things. It's reverse psychology.
Yep. Be non-judgmental as he's answering these, so that way he can be more and more open with you, and you can get the truth quicker.
Yes.
And, you know, get them to mirror your genuine and authentic self.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And that's what's going to attract more and more people like that.
Absolutely.
Right? They're going to respect that. Like, oh, damn, she's a real one. I don't have to, you know, be fake with her. I don't have to kind of put on a facade.
Yeah.
She's not judging me, or she's like being real with me. So, you know, I'm more inclined to be real as well.
Because you know you can trust that whatever you honest, like news or honest accountability that you need to have, that person will give you it. You know, when they are able to give you that real sort of being, you know, and it's just like, okay, I can trust you with, like, you're gonna call me on my shit when I need to. You're gonna like tell me what I need to, like, not what I want to hear, but what I need to hear. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, so, and there's like a comfort in knowing that about somebody.
Yeah, because that trust level is like there. Because it's like, okay, we're not always gonna be sort of hand in hand of like agreeing on things.
Yeah.
And honestly, I don't think it should ever be like that. You know, because that's when you know that real, true care, genuine of a person, when they're like, you know what, I care about you so much. There's going to be things that you're not doing right. There's going to be things that I need to tell you about because I care about you. If I didn't, then I wouldn't say nothing.
Exactly.
You know?
Right. So if they ain't calling you out on some shit, how much do they really care? Exactly. They only care about one thing.
Exactly.
So be careful, ladies. There's a lot of these imposters out there.
Chameleons. Chameleons.
So know how to decipher through these motherfuckers.
Weed your way through it.
Yup.
You know what I'm saying? You gotta have sort of these lens now that is like X-ray vision. You know what I'm saying? Where you can see past all of this. And this is why all of this information that we're giving you is sort of like an armor going into these conversations now, going into these interactions with these guys. Because now you know what to look for. You're aware of them. You're conscious. So we know what's going to happen. And now you're able to sort of get the truth when you really need it. And they don't have to like lie to you.
Yeah, right from the get-go.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because later down the line, if they try to push their views on you and whatnot, it's like you got to stand firm in what the hell your beliefs are. Because like eventually they might string you along, you know, and really convince you that they're the ones, and then you don't find out the truth until way later when they start to push their own views, and like all of a sudden all the things that they liked about you, it's like starting to bother them and whatnot. Yeah. It's like, well, hold up, wait a minute. This wasn't a problem before. What's going on? Tell me how you really feel, motherfucker.
Exactly. Stay firm, stand firm, and steadfast, ladies.
Yeah, and then that way you call them out on it. It's like, wait a minute, this wasn't a problem before. All of a sudden it is a problem. Like, can you explain yourself?
Right. And if there's any fellas listening to this too, just know that we was in that position. That's why we're not afraid to even be honest about it, or raw or vulnerable enough to share this, to say that you don't need to do this. You don't need to do that, you know?
Well, see, here, like, let's take it back to your story. It's like, I get it. You just arrived to LA, you know, you weren't quite what you thought she was gonna like in a guy, or the type of guy that she was kind of gonna go after or whatever. So you felt a ton of insecurity about it.
Not only that, but I started even believing my own lies. And I think that's dangerous.
Oh, shit.
You know, I feel like...
In what way?
Just like one of those things, you know, when you tell a lie, this is the thing. It's effort, right? It's time and energy. When you tell a lie, you really have to, like, do, like, an A+ job on keeping up with that lie so it isn't revealed as to be a lie. It's like, I'm going to speak so much on this being the truth that it eventually becomes the truth, sort of in your own perspective. And what that does is, like, create sort of this false reality that now you're living, and sort of like you're getting away from your own reality, being something you're not, informing and molding yourself into sort of this facade of a person rather than what that real person was supposed to be all along to give to him.
Oh, shit.
You know what I'm saying? And that's a very real thing, to be honest with you. So
yeah.
I think at the end of the day, you got to think about it like this. Put yourself in a perspective of what is easier, just being myself, and the person that's supposed to be for me is going to appreciate me for me, or trying to be someone else and telling a lie that now you have to go through all these hurdles and obstacles and trials and tribulations to keep up with that lie that you eventually believe in, and causes issues for you, because eventually it will come out to light. And then eventually all that time that was wasted being something that you're not is something that you could have done developing a true, honest connection with whoever it is that you were supposed to be connecting with.
Yeah.
You know?
I think all that wasted energy could have went towards becoming who you should become.
Exactly.
Right? Who you want to actually become.
Who you want to actually become, instead of who you painted yourself to become. That was what that person was.
Because there's a difference between like becoming the person they want you to be, and becoming the person you want you to be.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
And so many times guys fall into that.
You fake it till you make it.
Yeah.
When you're trying to be something that you're not for somebody else, it's like, I'd rather do that for myself.
Right. Exactly.
You know, for who I really want to be.
Yes.
You know what I mean? It's like just to kind of put myself in the mindset of like, you know, I need to evolve to become this, right? Like, because this is who I really want to be eventually, like deep down. Right. You know?
So this is the line to there, right? And this is the involvement that it takes to get to the path. But actually what you're doing when you're actually doing that is retracting that back. You're pressing the reverse button the entire time.
Yeah, fuck that.
That you're keeping up with it. That you're actually
gonna wake up years later
setting yourself back.
Yeah, you're gonna wake up years later like, who the fuck am I?
Like,
this is not who I wanted to be.
Right, like you can't even look in the mirror like, like you can't even look in your eyes. You're just like, man, I've told myself so many lies, and this person so many lies, that like now I'm like, who am I? I'm not even real with me. I'm not even honest with who I am anymore.
Yeah.
You know, and that's nobody wants that.
Yeah.
You know?
That's really interesting.
Yeah.
Shit. Profound.
Oh man, there it is. Where the glasses at? Where Dr. Myles at? Hold on, this is a Dr. Myles moment.
Real as fuck.
Where's the tea at, bro?
Good Lord. Just blew my mind.
You know, we tell it how it is on this podcast.
You think girls do this too?
Oh yeah. You gotta think about it like this. It's a universal thing. It's like issues that happen with men can sort of be flipped over to issues that women have exactly too. And I know there's differences, of course, because it's male and female, and of course it's emotional different things, and it's physical things that they have to turn and change their mentality to win over this and his games and all this other stuff. But at the end of the day, I just feel like when you are true to the core of you, when you're so clear in who you are, there's no room for any counterfeit. There's no room for a disillusion or an illusion of something that takes away from the actual beneficial reality that you can create for your very own self. I can't stop.
Hold on.
Yo, I wish you could see the way he's looking at me right now.
Hold up, brother.
Man. Yo, I'm done.
You said that with a conviction.
Yeah, man.
So tell me a time that a woman has done this to you.
Man, I could honestly say that like when we were touring, this is the thing is like when, you know, of course I was touring and they look at you on this light on a stage and it's just like, I get a chance finally with them to conversate. You lost completely as soon as you came up to me, everything that you were to put on sight of whatever it is that you imagine me to want. And it's just like, okay, I can be that, yeah. And you're open eyes and you're like just so, you know, giddy and you're so like, okay, yeah, like whatever you want, you know what I'm saying? And it's just like, now, who was that person were before you even walked up? And why did you feel the need to not give me her instead of this person? Because I can read it, because I can feel it that you're not being honest and true with me. And it goes along the fact of what you said. They're overly agreeable with me. They're not diving deeper into anything of their own very own like life or belief system or, you know, passions or interests or anything like that. That everything that I say, because they're directing the conversation on me and asking, you know, sort of questions, that they're agreeing with it. It's like, oh yeah, I'm the same way. Or yeah, I could be that, or I could be this, you know, because I want you. Like I'm just looking at gold right now and I'm just like, I'll turn myself into that gold if I need to be. And that's the key word. I'll turn myself into that instead of just I'll be.
Damn.
Just be. Don't turn yourself into anything. That's beautiful.
That's some profound shit right there. Just be.
Just be. Don't turn into anything.
Yeah.
We got too many chameleons out here. We got too many transformers.
Yep. What type of girl would actually like get your attention?
A girl who is, and I think this really goes along the sense of opposites when you see how apparent it is when someone really is different, you know, and they come up and they're not afraid to share with you how different they are. And they're not afraid to, you know, of course connect, but tell you, you know, like, oh, really? And then pick your brain. And then if there's something that they may not agree with, they'll tell you that, oh, I don't agree with that. Like, oh, or well, this is what I think about this and everything. And why do you know what I'm saying, kind of feel that way? And, you know, you're not like giving me what you think that I want to hear. You're giving me you know what I'm saying? Which is the purest form of transparency, you know?
That's interesting.
Yeah.
Has anybody ever tricked you, like done a really good job of like convincing you that they're authentic, or like maybe playing that role a little too well, like giving you just enough of the differences and whatnot, but then you later find out that some of the core things of like what you truly believe in are off? Can I tell you a story?
Yeah.
So there was a girl I was dating, and she did this to me. Because it was kind of similar. She met me on tour, and you know, so she kind of had a little bit of that giddiness of like, oh yeah, and like laughing at every fucking thing I say.
Yeah.
Which, don't get me wrong, I love that if you got a sense of humor.
Yeah.
But there's like a fine line. You could kind of tell when it's a little fake or it's too much, right?
Yeah.
And like later, I found out that she was like low key kind of like racist. Like that's how her family kind of was.
Wait, and she was racist too.
Well, low key, like it wasn't obvious. Like she didn't make it obvious at all. You know, she did a really good job of kind of like making it seem like she was cool with everybody and whatnot.
Right.
And then like while we were dating, well, I mean, she didn't really know much about my like ethnic background or kind of like some of my friends and how I grew up.
What did she think you was?
I probably fucking thought I was Italian or something. I don't know.
Because you're fair skinned.
Right. So low key though, I found out later that like, oh damn, like you actually are a little prejudiced against certain types of people.
Really?
And you hid that shit pretty damn well.
And do you remember like maybe one of the first times that she displayed that to you? Like
she had an opinion about dating like a black guy, which okay, I can, you know, everybody has their preference.
Yeah.
But it was like very subtle. Like it kind of came out on accident. Oh, I would never date somebody like, you know, I would never date a black guy. I'm like, never? Like never is a strong word. How do you know never?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like never.
Like you've already determined in your mind that will never.
Like never. That's a strong.
That's very
word.
strong. Yeah.
For just a person's skin color.
Yeah.
No,
I see what you mean.
Right, but then I kind of like, then she kind of like caught herself and like, oh, it's just not like my type or whatever. Like she tried to like soften it up a little bit. You know what I mean? It's just like, oh, it's just not my thing. It's not really anything against him, but it's just not my preference. But no, you said never, girl. The way it came out initially, I was like
the conviction and tonality she used. It's very apparent that like,
and I almost disregarded it. I actually did disregard it. If I'm being honest, I disregarded it. Like I kind of like brushed it to the side. And this is an example of people ignoring red flags.
Yeah,
I ignored it, like subconsciously because I liked her.
There was a voice that came up, and you decided to say "shut up," and it turned off.
Yeah. It was like it just wasn't as big of a deal as it should have been. To me, subconsciously, I like made it less of a big deal, or like I let her justification be the justification that I accepted.
I feel what you mean.
You see, and we do that. We accept these red flags or ignore them, because we like somebody,
especially repetitively too.
Right, and then like years later, after like you're kind of like over them or whatever, then you kind of look back and you're a little disgusted by the fact that you even considered entertaining that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's like you gotta be careful.
I feel like, and that's why our intuition is holistic, is rational. Like, and we have to listen to that. Like when those red flags pop up, like know it's popping up for a reason. Like it's not just coincidentally, let me just pop up. It was nothing. You have to listen and ascertain and really understand and have discernment with like what it is that it's trying to tell you, because it is telling you something.
Yeah,
you know,
it's like how serious like that was a red flag. Let's take a mental note of that, and let's see how. Let's actually now pay attention more to see if there's any other signs of that red flag being like true. Rather than like. You know, sugar-coated the way she tried to make it seem. You know what I mean? Or he, she, whatever, right?
Yeah, sometimes we try not to believe.
You don't want to believe the truth.
You don't want to believe.
Especially if you're blinded by the booty, man.
You don't want to believe.
That's what was my problem, bro. I was blinded by the booty.
There you go. It's like I would rather probably embrace like what I want to believe.
The dick got in the way of your discernment.
I would rather embrace what I want to believe rather than what I should be believing. That's what it comes down to.
You gotta have discernment that deciphers beyond the dick.
Yeah. That part.
You got to.
That part. Let that discernment speak.
If there's one thing that you should take away from this episode,
oh my goodness,
to discern beyond the dick.
Oh my! I need the what do you call that for the glasses, bro? Let's shine them up a little.
Don't get addicted to what the dick did.
I need to write that.
Spear
down.
facts.
Copyright that.
Spear facts, ladies and gentlemen.
Spear facts.
Speaking of red flags, that's actually what we're gonna talk about on the bonus episode.
Okay.
We came up with a new thing. It's called ridiculously red flags.
Man.
Y'all gotta stop ignoring these red flags. These red flags be so ridiculously red, we gonna turn the saturation up on them motherfuckers.
You know what it's like?
So it's more vibrant.
It's like when that yellow light comes up on the traffic light and then it turns red and you just go through anyway because you're just like,
these motherfuckers be,
I want to just pass and do my own thing. I just want to let freedom, America. And then what happens? You get pulled over, you crash, something like that happens because it told you to stop for a reason.
Told you to stop for a reason while you sitting there with your ass wearing them fucking grayscale glasses, looking at everything in just gray and black and white.
I'm done.
Cicadas.
Which is actually what I'm wearing right now.
You're doing yourself a disservice, my sister.
Right.
You know, so we're going to get into that on the bonus episode, ladies and gentlemen.
That's right.
So if you found any value in this episode whatsoever, please do us a favor and hit that subscribe button, smash that like button. Leave us some comments. Let us know of some things that maybe we might have missed. Mm-hmm. If there's anything that might have stuck out to you in this episode that maybe you really agree with.
That's right.
Right? Or if any other questions arise.
Yeah.
During this conversation that you want to have answers to, leave those in the comment section.
Absolutely.
Also go and find us on Instagram at Strip Down Podcast, so that way we can get into whatever situation you're going through.
That's right.
The specifics of that, you can DM us. It's completely anonymous, girl, and we gon' address it.
That's right. We're not exposing nobody, but we're exposing the situation.
We just exposing the chicanery. That's right. Now, if you want to go check out this bonus episode, ladies and gentlemen, go on and head over to magicmanplus.com. You can see a link in the description. That's where you can get access to all the bonus episodes where we get into some really deep shit, the really great shit. I mean, I actually heard from some of the new people like, yo, this stuff should be part of the main episode. It's like, yo, I'm trying to balance it out. I'm trying to give the people who support us some true value. You know what I mean?
Because we know who you are.
That's right.
That's right.
So anyway, ladies and gentlemen, we appreciate y'all being here. We thank you for tuning in, and we will see y'all next week. Peace. Trying to work that little thing. That's a red flag. You got a serial killer on your hands, girl. That's a red flag.
Oh my goodness. Yo, I'm crying, bro.
That's a red flag.